Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare 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 Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna. So we'll start. Hare Krishna. My voice is clear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, okay. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmanitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Nama Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminite Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Prasyarini Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Pasyatya Desa Tarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna everybody, welcome again. Today we are going to start the chapter 4, Jnana Yoga. Yesterday we have completed the Karma Yoga. So yesterday I told what is the meaning of yoga. Anything you connect to God or link to God, it's called yoga. If your work is connected to God, it is called Karma Yoga. Your knowledge connected to God, it is called Jnana Yoga. If you are meditating for the God, it is called Dhyana Yoga. And you are doing the direct service to the God, it is called Bhakti Yoga. So ultimately, which yoga is superior is called Bhakti Yoga, because Bhakti Yoga is the direct service to the Lord. So other yoga like Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga and Dhyana Yoga, ultimately they will reach the Bhakti Yoga before reaching the God. So the final pathway for each and every yoga is the Bhakti Yoga. Okay, so today we will discuss about Jnana Yoga, the knowledge of the God. Yeah, my screen is visible, Ronit?
Yes, Prabhuji, it is visible.
Okay, thank you. So you can see this book, this is called Bhagavad Gita as it is. Why it is called as it is? The whatever knowledge is given by Lord Krishna to Arjun, same knowledge is written here. There is no adulteration. Nothing has been mixed up by any new ideas from any person. In the market, there are so many books with new idea of different people. Those are not as it is. And if we read those books, will not get the proper knowledge, because the ultimate, the Krishna given knowledge is the ultimate. It cannot be adulterated. Okay, so always we'll read the original verse of Lord Krishna. So this is the first sloka. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Imam Vivasate Yogam Praktavan Aham Abhyam Vivasvana Manave Praha Manur Ikshakve Pravit. The blessed Lord said, I instructed the imperishable science of yoga to the sun god Vivaswan. Name of the sun god is Vivaswan, and Vivaswan instructed to the Manu, the father of mankind, And the Manu in turn instructed to Ikshaku. Ikshaku is the son of Manu. So now, can anyone tell when Bhagavad Gita was written? And who has written Bhagavad Gita? Please unmute someone.
Yes.
Hare
Prabhuji, we have Jaimit.
Yeah, just unmute and
Please unmute. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Bhagavad Gita was written by Prabhu Shri Krishna, and it was written 3,000, 4,000 years ago.
Bhagavad Gita was told by Sri Krishna, but not written by Sri Krishna.
Vedvyasa
Yeah,
has
very
written the
nice.
Bhagavad Gita.
So Vedvyas is written. It was how many years back?
What 4,000 to 3,000 BCE.
No, BCE. Yeah. So from today, it is 5,000 years ago. Okay, 5,000 years ago.
Hare
Around
Krishna.
3,000 BC. Okay, that is also correct answer. So from today, it is 5,000 years ago, Veda Vyasa written Bhagavad Gita. But now Krishna is telling, that time Krishna told this knowledge to Arjun. At that time Krishna is telling, this is not the new thing I am telling to you. Previously, same thing I have told to sun god, Vivaswan. Okay, so the knowledge what we are getting from Bhagavad Gita is not the new. It's not told for just 5,000 years ago. It is long, long back has been told by Krishna to the Vivaswan, the sun god. Then sun god told to Manu. Manu told to his son Ikshaku. Then slowly it was coming down. Okay, so this knowledge is very old knowledge as per Sri Krishna.
Prabhuji,
So,
sorry to interfere in between,
yes.
but there is Anushri Kadhare who has written her name as Edmund also. Can you please make her the co-host? Actually, there was one fake co-host just like last time. Sorry to interrupt in the between.
Okay, no problem. Anusi Kadhare.
Anushri Kadhare, yeah, she has
Okay.
written Edmund. In the bracket, she has written Edmund.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, done.
Yes.
You can. No, she's not the co-host.
Okay.
Yeah, Prabhuji. Actually, there was another Anushri Kardare means wrote the same name actually.
Okay.
That's
No
why.
problem.
Yeah.
So we'll continue. So the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is not new. It's very old. So if you go to the literature, Ved Vyasa written this 5,000 years ago. But Krishna, when he told to Vivaswan, the sun god, is long, long back, when it is around 120 millions of years ago. If you got 12 crores years, so much long time. Okay, so this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is not a new, it's very old knowledge. Now, Ivam parampara praptam imam rajasya viduhu sakale neha mahata yoga nasta parantapa. The supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly king understood it in that way, but in course of time the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appeared to be lost. So what happened? Krishna told to sun god Vivaswan. He told to Manu, told to Ikshaku. Then slowly it has to come to us. But unfortunately, what happened? This chain has been broken because of some reason, and the knowledge has been lost. Now Krishna is telling because this knowledge has been lost. Now I am telling the same thing. I am giving again the knowledge to you. Okay, otherwise you must be knowing this. You don't know because the chain has been broken. Now this is, I have shown you last class, this right side. This was the chain of disciplic succession. Lord Krishna is the supreme. From here is Brahmadev, Narada, then these are the all acharyas, and he is Srila Prabhupada. Now, this is, we are following this chain of succession, but apart from that, there are other chains also. So totally, you can see here, his Lord Krishna, Supreme Lord. From him, 4 chains started. 1, 2, 3, 4. First chain is Lord Brahma, second Sri Lakshmi, Lord Shiva, and 4 Kumaras. So accordingly, the name has been given. The Lord, so there are 4 sampradaya. Brahma gives Brahma Sampradaya, from there Madhvacharya. So we are following Madhvacharya. Now Sri Lakshmi is the Sri Sampradaya, and from there Ramanujacharya. And third one is the Lord Shiva, is the Rudra Sampradaya, from there Vishnu Swami. And another is 4 Kumaras, they are son of Brahma. So Kumara Sampradaya, and the Acharya is Nimbarkacharya. So like that, 4 type of people are there, 4 type of sampradaya, and through this 4 type of sampradaya, knowledge came to this world. Okay, so we are following Brahma Sampradaya. Okay. Now, after hearing the word of Lord Krishna, that I told the same thing to Sun God, Arjun became confused. He's asking, but how? You are my age, you are my same age. So Lord Krishna and Arjuna are just like friends. They are playing, walking, everything. Age also same. So Arjuna become confused that how it is possible you have told the sun. Sun is so much long distance, very old person, son. How it is possible? Okay. Then Krishna started telling that I remember everything. You could not remember because I am Supreme Lord. So when Krishna come to this world, usually Krishna stays where is the abode of Krishna? Already we have discussed. Anyone can tell? Please unmute. Anusha. Anushri.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Please unmute
Uh,
someone.
yeah,
Can anyone
yeah,
say the abode of Lord Krishna?
yeah, Prabhuji. There's Yashvi, Mahesh. You can unmute.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can you repeat the question?
Yes, where Krishna stays? What is the abode of Lord Krishna? Like we are having so many loka. Which loka is the loka of Lord Krishna? You don't know? Hare Krishna. Okay. Anybody else?
Yes, Prabhuji. There's Agneshwar. You can unmute.
Prabhuji, Krishna stays at Vaikuntha Loka.
Yes. Vaikuntha loka is mainly for Narayana. Any other loka for Krishna?
Krishna Loka.
Yes.
Krishna.
One name is Krishna loka only, but another name is there. One famous name is there.
Should I unmute another person?
Yes, and any other person.
Okay. Varnika, you can unmute.
Sorry, sir, I don't know the answer.
Okay, no problem. So Krishna Lok is okay, one answer. So other name is called Golaka, Golak Vrindavan. Okay, so Golak Vrindavan is the supreme abode of Lord Krishna. Vaikuntha Loka is for Narayana. So Narayana and Krishna both are same person, but Narayana is the God in office, Krishna is the God in house, God in home. So a person will definitely take more care of the home. Home is more beautiful, likes the home much. So home is more important than office. So that's why Golak Vrindavan is supreme abode of Lord Krishna, even than Vaikuntha. Okay. So now, when Lord comes to this earth or world, here in this loka, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. Whenever and wherever there is decline in the religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant desire of irreligion, that time I descend myself. So when people become more and more irreligious and religion stops, that time Krishna comes and establishes the religion. That's what he's telling. Ajopi san abhyayatma bhutanam iswarapi san prakritim sam adhisthaya sambhavami atmamayaya. Although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all sentient beings, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. So yesterday some child was asking, how Krishna take birth, from whom? Here he has given the answer, Krishna is unborn. Okay, so Krishna he has never taken birth. He has never taken birth, and his body is transcendental. Somewhere another sloka is there, Jarma Karma Chame Divyam. His body is not like our body. Our body is material body, but Krishna body is not material. It is spiritual body or transcendental body. Okay, and he is unborn. Now this is the Leela of Krishna. During the birth of Krishna, first he appeared. Can you tell who is these two persons? Who are these two persons? One man and
Dhriti,
woman.
you can just unmute people. Dhriti. Dhriti.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just unmute someone.
And please start your video if you're presenting.
I think there's there's Sai Krishna who is unmute right now.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Can you tell who are these two personalities? You don't know?
I think sir he's not able to speak because
Oh, there
he
is some
might have.
network issue.
Dhriti, can you please unmute some other person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dhriti, and on your video.
And yeah. It's on.
Yeah, yeah. You can continue.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Who are these two personality? Can you tell?
They were Vasudeva and Devaki.
Yes, yes. So they are father and mother of Lord Krishna. When he came to this world, he has taken, accepted Devaki as mother. Okay, Devaki and Vasudeva. So when Krishna came, he first came to Devaki in the form of 400 form, Narayana form. Then he took the form of little Krishna. Okay, so this is the Leela of Lord Sri Krishna. Then in second picture, Vasudeva was taking Krishna to Nandaga. Okay, Nanda Maharaj. So these are all Leela of Lord Sri Krishna. Now next sloka is Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chaduskritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So why Lord Krishna comes? In order to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principle of religion. I admire myself millennium after millennium. So when he comes, what he does? He destroys the miscreants. Okay, and deliver the pious, save the pious people, and re-establish the religion. So that is the purpose of Lord Sri Krishna. So what is the benefit of knowing Krishna? Janma karma chame divyam evam yavetitatvataha Tapta deha punarjanmam natimam eti sorjuno. Why I should know about Krishna? Krishna is telling this is the reason why you should know. One who knows me, knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities, does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attain my eternal abode, O Arjuna. You understood?
Prabhuji,
Yes.
sorry to interrupt, but can you please maximize your screen because other people are not able to see that.
That is okay.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Okay.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
in the chat, Sai Krishna, he's asking, he has a doubt.
What?
Sai Krishna, he has a doubt.
You can, Dhriti, you can clear the doubts afterwards. Let Prabhuji explain the whole chapter first.
Okay. We'll finish this chapter, then we'll take.
Yeah, you can finish the chapter and then only doubts.
So in this sloka, God is telling what is the benefit of knowing about the God, the transcendental knowledge of the God, or Jnana Yoga. Why I should know about the God? God is telling, whoever knows about me, my transcendental nature, my appearance and my activities, he will be liberated. That means upon leaving the body, he will not take birth again in the material world. So that is the greatest benefit for a human being, because when you take birth in this material world, always there will be misery. This material world is very, very miserable. Always, each and every step there is danger. There is a reason the good personality, intelligent personality always want to be liberated from this material entanglement. So Krishna is telling this is one of the way how we can be free from birth and death. That is, you have to know, if you know me, my transcendental nature, then you can be liberated. Okay. Now these are all beautiful activities of Lord Krishna. Stealing the makhan, butter. Who is this child? Can anyone tell? He is Krishna. Who is he? Hare Krishna.
Balaram, sir, Balaram.
Yeah,
Balaram
this
Prabhuji.
Balram. Balram is the elder brother of Krishna. So here all the cowherd boys are stealing the butter from the Gopi's house. So
Yes.
they're having very beautiful playful time that time. Okay, they're enjoying like anything. And they're giving all this butter not only to the boys, cowherd boys, also to the monkeys. You see the monkeys, other animals, they're also enjoying with Krishna. Now all Krishna, naughty Krishna. Here what the mother is doing? Can anyone tell? The right picture. And because mother is doing something, that's why Krishna name is also something because of this. What is
दामोदर दामोदर
वो उनको बांध रही है.
Yes, so Krishna was very naughty. That is the reason mother was tying Krishna. So that's why the name of Krishna is Damodar. Dama means rope. Udar means belly. So he has tied the rope on the belly of Lord Krishna. That's why the name is Damodar. Okay. Now, what is the difference between Krishna and us? Because we are telling we are having soul and Krishna is super soul, and soul is a part of super soul. So then what is the difference? Qualitatively, we and Krishna, soul and super soul are same, we are telling. But there is a difference between us and Krishna. So what is the difference? Here you can see Krishna form is spiritual. Janma karma chame divyam. Spiritual body, but our form is not spiritual, our is material body. Our form is temporary and material body. Then we are controlled by Maya, and Krishna is the controller of Maya. So when we come to this material world, we are completely under the control of Maya. Maya means illusion. And who is the goddess? God of illusion. Can anyone tell? Who is the god of Maya? Unmute someone.
There is, okay, there is 2B37 Varnika. Can you please unmute?
It's Krishna, sir.
God of Maya. Here it is written Krishna is the controller of Maya. Means Krishna controlling the Maya. I'm asking who is that Maya?
Sorry, sir, I don't. Sorry, Prabhuji,
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, no problem. Any other person knows who is Maya? Because whenever we come to this material world, we are under the...
Sir, it is Lakshmi or Radha.
No. Lakshmi and Radha are in spiritual world. Some goddess is in material world. Is the controller of material world. She is the supreme of the material world. You can tell. Hello?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes?
Prabhuji, is it Vishnu or Mahadev?
No, I'm asking. It is some Devi. Some Devi. Maya. Maya means some Devi. Who is she? Any other person?
Yes, Prabhuji, the controller of Maya is goddess Durga.
Yes. So Durga is the Maya mainly, and the controller of Maya is Krishna. She is the energy of Krishna. So Krishna has got three types of energy. One is the external energy, one is internal energy, one is marginal energy. Just a little bit I am telling. Internal energy is the Lakshmi Devi or Radharani. Internal energy, they will stay in the spiritual world. In the external energy is the Durga Devi. She will control the material world. Okay. So another energy I told, that is called marginal energy. Marginal energy enter each and every individual as super soul. Okay. So these are the three types of energy Krishna is having. Okay. Here you can see in this picture, this is the soul, this is the marginal energy. Then subtle body is the mental body. This is the gross body what we are seeing. So there are three forms of body we are having. Okay, so when the soul goes from one body to another body, only the soul goes. This two never goes. Okay, that is the reason we do not remember what happened in our previous life. Okay. ये यथा मां प्रपद्यन्ते तं तथैव भजाम्यहं मामवर्तमनुवर्तन्ते मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वसाः. Krishna is telling, who handles me, how I also reciprocate him like that. How much you love Krishna, that much Krishna will love you. That is the meaning. You like Lord Krishna more and more, you follow Lord Krishna, Lord Krishna will save you more and more. So, how much you will do for Lord Krishna, he will reciprocate like that. That is the meaning. So, can anybody know this story? One lady, this is Krishna. Anyone knows this story?
Yes, Prabhuji. Actually, one lady was selling fruits and she was not shouting the fruit's name, she was shouting the different names of Krishna. and
Yeah.
she
Then,
was then when she was walking from her basket, all the fruits fell,
hmm,
and Krishna helped picking up them, and the lady gave all the fruits to Krishna, and Krishna gave many jewelry to that woman, and that woman didn't want that jewelry, uh, so she threw that in Yamuna river. She only loved Krishna.
okay, this may be one story. Another story is this lady was selling the different fruits. So when she was going, Krishna saw this lady and asking, I want this some fruits. And the lady saw such a beautiful boy, but the boy do not have anything, money is not there. So normally what will happen, the who is selling the fruits, he won't give. But by seeing a beautiful child, that lady given some of the fruits. And while going, he saw immediately all the fruits in his basket became jewels. And that is the mercy of Krishna. She could not understand. Okay. So that means if you help Krishna a little bit, Krishna will help you 1,000 times, lakhs times. Krishna do not need any help from anyone. But when we help little bit, he will reciprocate like that. This is the moral of this story. Okay. Now these are the Krishna's pastime. Everyone want to give some of the service to Krishna. Here Gopi are enjoying, Mother Yasoda enjoying with Krishna. Here Krishna is loving different animals. Here the cowherd boys is serving. This is Balram. Here Balram is serving Krishna. Okay. This is what can anyone tell? Krishna killing someone here with chakra. Who is this person? Krishna with chakra, Sudarshan chakra, killing one demon here. Who is this demon? Anyone?
Prabhuji Shishupal.
Yes, yes, is Sisupal. So, Sisupal was offending Krishna in a yagna. Okay, that time 100 times, more than 100 means Krishna will kill, he told. Then he did that one and Krishna killed. Now, man in this world desires success in fruitive activities and therefore they worship the demigods. Quickly, of course, man gets result from fruitive work in this world. So, who are the demigods? Demigods are Indra, Chandra, Bayu, Ganesha, so many demigods are there. Okay, so who are the demigods? They are different administrators. Like suppose in a state there is a chief minister and there are so many ministers like food minister, health minister, then factory mine minister. So many ministers are there. Now, each minister is given the charge of something. Like education minister given the charge of school, college, health minister given the charge of different hospitals. Similarly, the demigods are in charge of different parts, different work, and the supreme god is Krishna. Now, we are in the material world. Sometimes we desire something and we worship the demigod and ask. Okay, so sometimes the demigod also gives, but the problem here is that the demigods are temporary. So whatever benediction they will give, those are also temporary. So that is the reason here Krishna is telling, whatever you want, you ask to me. I'll give if it is definitely required for you. Because whatever you are asking, sometimes it may be bad for you. That I won't give you. Which is good for you, I'll give. But Devi Devata, they cannot know what is good and what is bad for you. you are asking means they will give. Yes, you will enjoy for some times, but after some times you will have the problems. That is the reason it is told that even if you want any material desire, you ask Krishna only. Krishna knows which is better for you, which is not good for you. So he will give as per your requirement. Okay?
Prabhuji,
Yes.
Prabhuji, can you tell everyone that do not raise their hand because it's blocking the screen?
Okay, okay. Hare Krishna, everyone. Please do not raise your hand. Another 5 minutes, we'll close this, we'll finish this chapter, then you can ask the questions. Okay?
Yes.
So this sloka is important sloka. Chatur varna maya srishtam guna karma vibhagasaha tasya kartarmapimam vidhi akartaramabhyam. So, according to three mode of material nature and the work ascribed to them, the four divisions of human society were created by me. And although I am the creator of the system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer, being unchangeable. So, there are four types of people in this world. They are called uh, Varna, four Varna, Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaisya and Sudra. So you can see here in the picture, this is the Brahmin. What he is doing? Brahmin work is worship, give the knowledge. Okay. Now Kshatriya is the protection. He will protect the people, protect the country. Okay. Now Vaisya is agriculture, business, cow protection. And Sudra is give service to all the three category of people. Service. So this type of four type of people God has created. And why created? It is not to discriminate. Not that Brahmin is superior, Shudra is inferior, not to discriminate. The purpose is smooth running of the society. Society should run smoothly and everyone should serve the Supreme God. Service to the Supreme God should be there. That should be the purpose. But you may ask me one question, why God has created all these discriminations? Now there are caste system. Caste system is a modification of this. Actually God has created, it is not the caste system. So why God has created this? A small example I'm giving. You can go to any office. You can go to any office. There will be one manager, one officer, one clerk, one fourth class employee. So for smooth running of an office, you need different type of people. In the office, suppose everyone is an officer, office cannot run because cleaning also required. Okay, everyone will be a fourth grade employee, the office cannot run because some intelligent work is also required, paperwork is also required. So the smooth running of the office, different category of people are required. Similarly, for smooth running of a society, different types of people are required. So Krishna has created all this called Varna for smooth running of the society, and people should know what is God and they serve the God. But unfortunately, we have lost it. This is very important sloka for you people because you are students. So this is very important sloka for all the students. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadakshyanti te jnanam jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha. Just try to learn the truth by approaching the spiritual master, inquiring submissively and render service to him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge onto you because he has seen the truth. That means how it can be utilized for you in the knowledge, gaining the knowledge. You are going to school and colleges. Now, suppose you want to acquire the real knowledge, then you have to approach a spiritual master submissively. You have to respect the master. Suppose you do not have any respect for the teacher, then you cannot have the proper knowledge. That is the moral of this sloka. If you want the real knowledge, you have to respect the teacher. If you do not have respect, the knowledge you'll acquire is not a good knowledge and it won't be helpful for you. That is the main purpose. So always try to respect your teacher, whoever may be. It may be in school, it may be in college, anywhere you want to learn something from anyone, you have to give the respect. Okay? He is our guru, teacher. Because of him, today we are studying Bhagavad Gita. We are trying to learn something. He is none other than Srila Prabhupada. Okay? He has translated many Vedic literature in English. That is the reason we are able to study and we are able to understand. So, Srila Prabhupada told, and also it has been written in Vedic literature, we have to chant. Chanting is the essence of all the devotional service. So what is this? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So chant and be happy. So that is the main teaching of Prabhupada.